ain't set up right defensively, especially tonight, could cause some problems for Hooker. So that's something that I'm sure Coach Feder is going to be looking at because, to be quite honest, and we've seen it this season, when you get this press on by the Boomers and you get the pressure going, you get Thesley ripping away steals, you get Ava doing her thing, Maisie, Avery Edwards, all those girls doing their thing, the speed could really take off on some teams and catch them by surprise. And I do think you have that opportunity here with Hooker as well.
Well, I talked to Coach Stalder on Sunday, and I asked him, I said, undefeated on the season so far, playing some good ball. What have you seen from this team this far this season? He goes, the girls really do enjoy each other, and they play hard on defense every night. And I can attest to that with the chemistry because in the boys' game, they were up there in a little crowd, and they were going at it back and forth with Laverne's student section, and then they go back at it. So I can tell the chemistry is there, and you can also tell it on the court. I asked him who his leaders were, and to your point, it's the entire junior class. They lead together. That includes Alondra Ortiz. You've got Hussey, Morgan Maloney, Holly Stauder. Let's see here. Janet Cervantes as well is in there too. So, most of their starters are juniors, which is scary because, like you said, they are young. But they are the leaders together. And then I asked him what he knew about Woodward. He goes, well, I'll start prepping this afternoon because I got him on Sunday. But he goes, he says, I'm sure they will play really hard and will be athletic. A lot of people don't know about Woodward this year with Coach Vetter entering the picture as he's been in Texas all this time. And maybe that's an advantage toward us. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's hard to find, information about Coach Vetter and his teams. But, to that point, I think Hooker's going to see some different things with Woodward. We may go man, we may go zone. We'll have that half-court press, and, of course, that full-court press that really Hooker probably hasn't seen as much as they're going to see tonight and also on the boys' side as well.
Well, and even if they've seen it, it's just not going to be to this degree.
Right.
They haven't played a lot of upper classes per se. Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, obviously, but it just it sometimes it doesn't give you that proper exposure, especially as you get to this part of the season where all of a sudden you run into Woodward or somebody like that that's a little bit upper class, and then all of a sudden, you're seeing some better athletes, you're seeing some different things scheme-wise. But back to your point about these junior leaders, you see it on the floor with their chemistry. I mean, everybody's trying to get everybody else involved. Doesn't matter necessarily if Staller or whoever's having a bad night. There's going to be somebody there to pick them up and carry the load. It's very reminiscent of kind of this Woodward team where you could see how they've grown together, and they're still in that phase of really kind of getting ready to be what they feel like is taking the next turn and taking that next leap. So this is a squad that's playing with a ton of confidence right now at this point in the season.
Well, that's a little bit about Hooker. We're going to take another break. We'll come back. We'll talk about the Boomers on the other side and talk about the game from Friday and what they need to do to get a win tonight over 7th-grade Hooker out of a Class 2A. So we'll take a break. We'll come back, and you're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
If you're an owner or operator that has been put in the shop due to breakdowns, let Diesel Dynamics LLC get you out of the shop and back trucking. Diesel Dynamics LLC is a high-quality truck and rig engine repair shop that offers 24-hour service. At 38757 South County Road 200 in Woodward, they take care of all your repair needs. Give Tim a call at 580-334-0485 or at the office at 580-254-2199. Go Boomers!
America's kids are returning to class, in school and at home. And this year, learning is especially tough on students who already struggle with poverty, emotional trauma, and other barriers.
That's where our organization, Communities in Schools, can help. For years, we've had caring adults inside schools, helping these students stay in school.
And now, we are taking our work beyond the school walls, tutoring, mentoring, and counseling students, providing resources for at-home learning,
Delivering meals, providing household supplies, connecting kids with online classrooms, and using technology to maintain the one-on-one relationships we know can transform the lives of students and their families.
We are doing whatever it takes to make sure all kids have the opportunity to learn and succeed.
Communities in Schools, going wherever we are needed to help those students who are most in need thrive.
To see how you can help kids succeed, visit communitiesinschools.org. That's communitiesinschools.org.
I'm Ryan Seacrest. First responders are people who stand for a greater purpose. They will
You there, Patrick? And there we are. We're back. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. But we're back here. Boomer Fieldhouse. Brock Campbell alongside Mr. Tyler Riggs. And let's talk about the Boomers tonight, coming off that loss from second-ranked Anadarko Lady Warriors, 55-33 on Friday night. And we'll look at the scoring here for the Boomers that night. And it was Ava Long, like you said, was on a tear. She had 11. Thessaly Pfeiffer had 12. Then you had two other girls, Caroline Price, 4, and Madison Gatro, 4. And that pretty much was the scoring. The best quarter we had was the third quarter. We had 12 points, and score was 55-33. But we saw some good things. Maybe too many turnovers in the first half, but we saw some good things in that second half, and good fight from this team that we've seen all year.
Yeah, they really didn't give up, and once they got past that stretch of turnovers, you could tell that they're like, okay, hey, we can hang. We could be in this ball game. It's just, unfortunately, at that point, it was definitely a large hole to work back from. But once they got that confidence in them, they were right there toe-to-toe with Anadarko for the most part. And that's something that, for Coach Vedder, I'm sure he's going to be kind of preaching to him tonight and say, look, what you did, after he got past those turnovers, look what you were able to do against maybe the prohibitive favorite again in 4A. This year with that Anadarko squad. He went toe-to-toe with them pretty much down the stretch.
I want to see that Classen team go against Anadarko.
Yeah. There's been some hype around that team.
That will be some candy right there, some eye candy. But, talking about that game with Ava Long, the last couple of games, she's really coming into her own. Defensively, we knew that she was good there. But offensively, she is really getting more aggressive and getting to the cup.
Well, and I think that's just been a message you could tell from the staff of saying, hey, Ava, you could score. You could put it in the basket. We've seen flashes of that over the last 2 seasons from her where really when she decides, to your point, that she wants to get to the bucket and put up a shot, she can do it. And she's got some nice moves to do it with as well. And it's something she's worked on down there in the low post. We've talked to her, of course, at the coaches show about just that adjustment now, playing a little bit more inside, and that kind of fits her personality. Yeah. Obviously, we know she plays soccer, and she's tough there as well. She's got that kind of defender mentality, so it bleeds over in this, especially when she's in the low post. But really, it's just everybody get more confident in what they're doing, right? You're going through the growing pains of now trying to take that next step. Last year was a good leap-off point, say, okay, hey, this is what we were able to do. Let's crank it up a notch coming into this season. You could tell the squad just with each game and each time they get in some of these tough fights and are able to mentally overcome those tough fights, it just adds confidence to their squad.
And this is a game that not only Ava Long can have a good offensive night, but Thessaly Pfeiffer, this is a team that she should be able to match up with and get some good points on the board tonight.
Oh, yeah. Thessaly truly athletically is kind of the secret weapon, right, for this Boomer squad. When she gets going in the press and she's picking off passes and going the other way, she just has that unmatched, at times, open court speed. And as long as she kind of stays out of her own head, as we've seen with some of the travels and stuff like that, right. When she's focused in, not only can she get to the hole, she can step out, she can shoot that mid-range shot, that free throw line elbow shot, And at times, although she hasn't quite looked for it as much this season, we know she could step into a 3 here and there. And so when she's got that type of inside-out game going, boy, is it really tough to defend her. And not only that, then you've got shooters like Madison Gatrell that you kick it out to and know that they're going to be able to knock down a shot. Caroline Price has come off the bench, and it seems like every time she does, each game she'll hit a big shot as soon as she comes off the bench. We know Maisie could hit some shots. And then you get all these other contributors, Jocelyn Treese, Chloe Marlatt, Avery Edwards, Avery Williams. When she gets going from the perimeter, it's a fun sight to see. So you get all these girls working as that unit. And, if it's sparked by Thesley or Ava or somebody like that, they just feed off each other. And it's so much fun to watch.
Well, it's the 7th-ranked Hooker Lady Bulldogs from Class 2A, 11-0, taking on your 8-3 Woodward Boomers here tonight at Boomer Fieldhouse. Take another 2-minute break, come back with the national anthem, the starting lineups, the opening tip from Boomer Fieldhouse. This is Boomer Basketball on Z92.
Your family looks up to you, kind of like a hero. With the new Michelin X-Ice snow tires, long-lasting snow and ice performance, and winter grip, you can truly be a hero for many winters to come. What they'll never know is that it's not because of your superpowers, but because of your super tires. When it comes to Michelin winter safety, trust the experts at High Plains Tire. Certain conditions apply. Visit your dealer or Michelin.ca for details.
Mom and Dad used to argue about everything, especially about Dad's drinking. It drove me crazy. It got so bad, I couldn't do my homework. I couldn't concentrate. I absolutely refused to let any of my friends come to our house for any reason. I would have been humiliated if anyone found out how much my dad drank and how loud my mom screamed at him. My family went from totally crazy to quiet, calm, and even peaceful. The only thing that happened is my mom started going to Al-Anon family groups. Her relationship with my dad really changed. I asked Mom if she would take me to her Al-Anon meetings, or to Alateen. I wanted to see if I could have a better relationship with my dad. I'm sure glad I did. If someone's drinking troubling you, you might be surprised at what you can learn in an Al-Anon or Alateen family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-ALANON or go to alanon.org.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Right here, national anthem. And that was the national anthem performed by the Woodward Choir. Once again, lovely rendition as we're getting ready to start the ball game here at Boomer Fieldhouse. Referee giving us fist bumps.
That's the, hey, please don't talk bad about us on it. Fist bumps right there.
So let's go over the first of this keys to the ball game before we get to starting lineups.
Everybody, I had jot down. Hold on. Yeah, let's go. But no, the Boomers, we talked about the speed. You got to use that speed, and you got to stay on the attack, both ends of the floor, against this Lady Bulldog squad, because I don't think they really want to be in a track meet, at the end of it. And then Hooker, as you mentioned earlier, very sound defensively, especially in their half court. So you're going to need some crisp ball movement from the Boomers, some good decisions to open up those lanes and open up your shooters on the perimeter.
And here's the starting lineups for the 7th-ranked Hooker Lady Bulldogs, coached by Brian Stalder. The point guard, number 11, junior Holly Stalder. Guard, number 10, junior Morgan Maloney. Guard, number 15, junior Alondra Ortiz. Guard, number 21, sophomore Maddie Swayze. And guard, number 35, junior Janet Cervantes. Stalter, Maloney, Ortiz, Swayze, and Cervantes, the starting five. Now for the starting five for the Woodward Boomers, 8-3, coached by Lloyd Vedder in his first year. Point guard, number 12, junior Maisie Porter. Guard, number 13, sophomore Thesley Pfeiffer. Guard, number 2, sophomore Ava Long. Forward, number 15, senior Madison Gatro. And forward, number 24, senior Avery Williams. Porter, Pfeiffer, Long, Gatro, and Williams. The starting 5 that we've had since we started this whole shebang back in December.
Yep, reliable starting 5 for sure, and let's see who steps up and contributes tonight, kind of those other ways besides the scoring. That's in a game like this against a really good ranked opponent, you're going to have at least 2 or 3 of those type of performances from your squad.
Looks like it's going to be Swayze jumping against Macy Porter. Big size differential, unless they're going to put somebody else in there with her, but nope.
Hey, I believe in Maisie's jumping ability.
Maisie is going to go against Swayze. There we go. I'm going to rhyme all night. There's the whistle. There's the ball in the air. There's the tip, and it's controlled by the Lady Bulldogs to Ortiz, and she'll give it off to Stalder. Stalder has it. Now Ortiz right at the timeline. Over here to Cervantes, right wing. She goes inside on the back door on the left block. That's up and good, and that was by
Morgan Maloney.
Morgan Maloney for 2. Gatrell has it right wing for the Boomers. Picks up her dribble, goes into the right corner to Williams. Williams going to cross-court pass to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer's going to drive the left baseline, cut off. Now gives it to Ava Long over here in left wing. Now right wing, Avery Williams for 3. That's going to be long. Actually, it's going to bounce high and hit the shot clock, which we don't use them in Oklahoma, but we have them here, and it goes back to the Bulldogs.
Should count part of the backboard.
That's right. Getting across the timeline over here, and it's off of Ortiz's hands, and then she's going to travel with it. She lost control of it with the press. They got it across the timeline, but she lost control of it and then traveled with it. That's her first turnover as well.
Got across the timeline, but it was a dangerous pass and made Ortiz slip up right there.
Williams has it left corner. Avery passes to Thessley, top of the key. Thessley's going to drive, cut off over there on the right side. Still has it on the dribble. Now top of the key goes to Williams. Now to Porter. Now left corner goes to Gatrell. Madison has a dribble available, doesn't take it, gives it back to Porter, top of the key, gets a bit of a pick there. There's going to be a foul. Oh, they're going to call a walk on Maisie.
It's tough. Body was away from us. We couldn't necessarily see her hands. Couldn't tell if she truly double dribbled or not.
So 2 turnovers for the Boomers and 1 for Hooker, and they lead 2-0. Quickly, Stalder gets across the timeline over here on the right side. He's going to drive the right baseline, puts up a shot, it rattles home. Holly Stalder for 2 points, and it's 4-0 Bulldogs.
Yeah, nobody picked her up. She realized that and took advantage of it.
Porter has it between 2 circles. Now goes over here to Gatrell on the left wing. She dribbles and just hands it off to Williams. Williams going to drive. She gets fouled on the wrist, and I think they're going to get Ortiz, or they might get Stalder. Let's see who they got. They got Stalder.
That's what you want to see early. You want to get aggressive into that Bulldog defense and try to draw some of those fouls.
I actually got my first instinct was Ortiz with the hand check on the drive. Inbound comes to Avery Williams. Puts up a shot in the lane. It rattles off. Rebound comes down to Cervantes. She clears out and gets it to Stalder. Stalder's going to bring it across the timeline, guarded by Avery Williams. Now tries to go over there in the left corner. It's batted by Ava Long, stolen by Williams. Up the court, Ava Long drives for the layup on the right side. It's up and good. Transition buckets, 4-2. Hooker by 2.
And Ava rewarded for an excellent steal right there.
There's another batted pass out of bounds by guess who? Miss Ava Long. She's going to stay here with the Lady Dogs.
When she's on it and then you get Thesley added into that, it is just some to witness, especially when they kind of trade steals.
What's very scary about this class? They're sophomores.
Yep.
There's a shot in the air from Stalder. She missed it on the left baseline. Rebound backside to Pfeiffer. She hands it off to Porter. Maisie's going to drive, cuts it to Madison Gatrell for 3 on the right corner, no good. Rebound being fought for, taken by Stalder. Here she comes across the timeline. Gatrell's going to pick her up. She's going to drive, cut off the left high post, bounce pass. It's going to go down to Maloney over here in the left block. She puts up a shot. It's no good. She is fouled, and that's on Ava Long, her first, team first, and that'll put Morgan Maloney at the line for 2 shots for the Lady Dogs.
Yeah, this is a really good free throw shooting team. Of course, is Hooker.
Couple dribbles, eyes it, shoots it, and she missed it. There you go. There's the curse of the broadcaster.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me either. You said they were really good, so it was you. Substitution coming in is number 24, Savannah Fisher, sophomore. Couple dribbles. Maloney eyes it, shoots it, and she missed both. Rebound, trying to get it was Ava Long, and it comes down to Fisher. She bounce passes over there to Maloney. Now cross-court pass, it goes to Swayze. She's going to drive the right baseline, puts up a shot right there, and it's up and good. Boy, she heard us talking about she can't score, and she gets 2. Quickly down the floor. Gives Avery Williams for 3 on the left wing. That's short. Rebound comes down to Stalder. Now they want to run again. She's got it across the timeline. Goes right corner now to number 1. That's Allison Ugardi. And then she loses control of it. It's given to Thessaley Pfeiffer. She's got a head of steam. Tries to find Williams over here in the left wing. Goes out of bounds. It was batted out of bounds by Ugardi. It'll stay here with the Boomers.
You can see Hooker early on. They're matching the pace. Kind of surprising here. The Boomers just need to find a big bucket, though.
Porter inbounds over there on the right side of the lane to Williams. Now to Gatrell, left wing. Right wing.